Hi, I'm Josh Hooks. I'm a solution architect at Software 8G, and in this demo, I'm going to show you how Cumulocity IoT can enable and optimize battery-powered devices such as smart meters, asset tracking devices, and environmental sensors using a modern protocol like lightweight machine-to-machine or LwM2M. And LwM2M is a great protocol for sending information over the air for battery-powered devices because it really limits the amount of power the device uses, as well as limits the communication to the IoT platform to just the very necessary information. And Cumulocity IoT goes great with LwM2M because it hosts and manages an LwM2M server, meaning you can bring any LwM2M device into Cumulocity IoT, and it gives you full over-the-air access to update and configure the device remotely, as well as build dashboards with the information that the device is sending. So to get started, we need to register this device in Cumulocity. So in that case, we're in our device management application, going to the registration page and clicking specifically the LwM2M registration form. And so here we're just providing an endpoint ID, which is kind of like a device name, a unique identifier for that device, as well as a security mode. No security wouldn't be recommended for anything but demos, and then pre-shared keys or X509 certificates can be used and provided here as well. So as we move on, you can also bring a Bootstrap server, or we have one that we host and manage ourselves as well that you can use for additional registration and onboarding logic. And then some advanced optional options to fully refine how you want the device to be updated and configured remotely. So defining how you want binaries to be sent, either firmwares to be pulled and pushed, or what protocol you want those firmwares to be sent over as well. All that can and more can be defined within these optional parameters. And so once you do that, you can register the device, and then it will be ready to go within Cumulocity. So at this point, once you connect your device to Cumulocity using that pre-shared key, using this endpoint ID, you'll have the ability to see how that device is connected, see the measurements that are coming in, and the configuration options that you can modify here as well. But as information comes in, it's really up to you how you want that to be translated to Cumulocity. And the way we do that is through our device protocols page. So here I have a number of LwM2M objects loaded up that are brought in from the specifications defined by the Open Mobile Alliance, or in this case, some custom for Cumulocity or custom that you can define as well and bring into Cumulocity. But in this case, I'm going to add another one that's standard to the Open Mobile Alliance. So once I click Add Device Protocol, I'll select the LwM2M protocol here, and then I can drag in my XML that I got from the OMA website. It will automatically be processed, and then once I click here, I can see exactly all the information that is defined within this specification. And once you have this here, it's good that your device knows that it can send this information and that we will accept it, but how it's translated to Cumulocity information is still up to you to define. So let's look at something like battery level. It's the 9th resource in this object. If I click on battery level, I can see some options that I know it's going to come in as a percentage from 0 to 100. So in my mind, that makes sense to be represented as a measurement in Cumulocity. So in this case, I might define it as type battery, the series to be level, so battery level, and the unit to be percentage, since that matches what I'm expecting from LwM2M. And then I also want to auto observe. In this case, I won't set the optional parameters, but I could specify that I only want to read this information when it's in a certain range, or whether it's changed by a certain value, or only so often, further limiting the amount that I'm actually using of that battery that I'm monitoring. So once this is saved, anytime the battery level updates on the device, it will create a measurement within Cumulocity. And then we can look at something like alarms for error codes. So an error code in an LwM2M device can be something like even looking at the low battery power, or if the external power supply is turned off. And this is a range of values 0 to 8. So in my mind, that makes sense, an error code to be an alarm in Cumulocity. So in this case, I can create an alarm define the severity. So in this case might be a major alarm, and we'll set this type as battery low, the status as active, and the text to be something like battery level is low. So anytime I receive that LwM2M device error code of 1 for low battery power, I will create that as a battery low alarm within Cumulocity so that we can visualize and react on that. Either send an email, send a text, or just show an alarm on a dashboard that someone can react to. So this is just a quick example of how you can translate that information from existing LWM devices, new LWM2M devices into Cumulocity, and then represent that in dashboards and integrate that with your other applications.